Briefly start off with thanking everyone for coming out today. Just talk about our matchup tomorrow night with Florida State, a big game for us. Obviously, they're a ball club that's we've always had some battles with, some great games. They've played us as well as anybody in the ACC the past 5 years, and we know it's going to be a challenge. They have some outstanding players. They're back healthy now. Starting off earlier in the year, they dealt with injuries and COVID and all that stuff like we all did. But unfortunately for them, I think it hit them throughout different games. So there were players that weren't available at times, and I think that's a big reason why they struggled some early. But now I think they're playing some really good basketball. Morgan Jones is 6'2" senior who's just really a fantastic all-conference player. I think she's a pro. I think there's no question that she will be a great pro. Sammy Puisis is a three-point shooter out of Mason, Ohio, up the road, so she'll have friends and family here for the game. She's always played well against us. It just they're playing 10, 11 players, and they're just really, really good. They rebound the ball. They go to the offensive glass extremely hard. They're well organized, well coached. Sue does a fantastic job with them. So we know, even though they're 9-8 and 3-4 in the league, it really is no indication of who they really are and how talented they are.
Jeff, you mentioned Morgan, and I think she's somewhere top 10 in the ACC in scoring, and I think she had 20-some on you guys last year, the last game of the year. Just what about her allows her to be so successful on the floor, you think?
Well, she's so explosive. She's long, she's fearless, she's not afraid of contact. At 6'2", very good at the defensive end of the floor, reads the passing lanes well, causes havoc. And then she rebounds so well. That's one of the things. We have had a hard time keeping her off the glass. She'll miss her own shot. She'll miss her shot and get her own rebound. And you've got to stay connected with her and push her back, because you aren't going to outjump her. So we've got to rebound the ball in front of us tomorrow night. That's one of the things that we've talked about. If you want to have success, you can't rebound the ball above you. You've got to rebound it in front of you. So, we have drilled it. We've talked about it. We've shown them film. And now it's a matter of coming out and actually executing it. We struggled against Wake of keeping them off the glass. But with showing film, we're just running into the semicircle there underneath the rim. The only shot you're going to get is the one that goes in. So we've got to push back and rebound the ball in front of us tomorrow night.
Jeff, this homestand, obviously, Florida State, Duke on Sunday, just how important, obviously I know you only take it a game at a time, but just how important is it to win both these games at home before you go back on the road for a week and a half?
Yeah, your goal, obviously, is to make sure you protect your home court. You've got to make sure you're playing good basketball at home, especially with the crowds that we get. You're not having to worry about it. A travel day, getting on a plane, staying in a hotel. So it's really important for us. And, we've got Thursday's game tomorrow night, and then we've got one on Sunday. Now, we all obviously talk one game at a time. But, our players look at the schedule and know, okay, we got two at home, and then it is it's a intense road trip where, we'll leave on Monday down to Miami, play Tuesday, spend Tuesday night, leave to Clemson on Wednesday, play Clemson on Thursday, fly home after that game, be home on Friday, and then back on the road on Saturday up to Syracuse. So you want to make sure you're taking care of your business at home. But we've got two really, really good teams coming in this week.
Jeff, not sure how much you've been able to see like several teams in college basketball. Obviously, you played some really high caliber teams. Just what have been your impressions on this season, and not only that, just the ACC and just some of the competition that you've seen so far?
Well, I think the ACC is as good as it's been since I've been a part of the league, since we've been a part of the league here at Louisville. I vote in the USA Today coaches poll, and I've got 7 teams in the ACC in the top 25, and then I really Florida State is number 8 right there. You have to show up every night when close to half your teams are ranked in the top 25. There aren't too many nights off where you can just relax. So it's good for us though. It's good for the league because we do play several teams that have different styles of play, which then will also help you once you get into postseason. So no matter who you're playing, you've got a little feel, or you've played someone who's similar to that team that you might play in the NCAA tournament. Overall, I think it's been a great year. I think it's been a really, really good year for women's basketball. We've had a lot of upsets per se, but some really good games. And that's what you're always looking for, is just some high caliber basketball. And I think we've had that in women's basketball this year. It's not only this year, but the past few years. So as the players continue to get better and there's more of them, then, they're going to different schools. And now all of a sudden it's getting harder and harder to win because they're not all going to the same place. And there's more of them.
Jeff, Haley made the point after, I think it was Sunday's win, and I think you did too, just the amount of assists you guys had on made baskets. I think Kiana was leading you guys in assists at one point. Mikasa leads you in assists now. Chelsea's up there as well. Just the ball movement you have with this group, how much you feel like has that developed from the beginning of the year?
Well, I think we're getting more comfortable in the offense. We know what we're looking for. We've becoming a team, and we are a team now, where we just don't have one person that can take you off the bounce and create and possibly score like we had with Dana last year. But what we do have is 6, 7, 8 of them that can make open shots. So as we're now learning within the offense, I might not get as many shots. I might not get 17, 18 shots in a game, but the 14 or 12 that I am getting are good shots. And then I've got a chance to shoot a higher percentage because they aren't contested shots. I really thought it started down at NC State with how well we started to make that pass and get easy looks at the basket. And now we've got to continue that going. And I thought against Wake, we did a really nice job also. And it's got to continue to tomorrow night.
Hey, Coach, with everything going on around the campus right now, is it a distraction for your players at all, or how do you all handle all of that?
Is something going on?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did I miss something?
A little bit going on.
No, you know what? We just got to keep plugging, keep doing what we do. Continue to get out there like our players do and support the men's team. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for all. I mean, it's not a good situation for anyone involved in the athletic department. It's never good when you've got to come up with a situation to possibly pay someone to not coach. You want to keep them. You want to keep them coaching. If you keep someone coaching, if they're coaching, that means you're normally winning, which then everybody's happy. But it's a tough business. We all know that. I mean, you know it before you get into it. That stuff like this happens, and it doesn't mean you're a good coach, you're a bad coach. There's situations, and it's really unfortunate. And being a head coach myself, I feel for Chris and everybody on that staff, because I say it all the time. The day comes where if I get fired, I've got a buyout in my contract. Well, my assistants don't. My ops person does not. It's everybody else that's involved in the program that you really need to take a look at and be like, damn, that sucks. Because they aren't getting a check. Now, I always laugh, with me, they just make me sit it out and watch and just wallow and be like, man, it's miserable. It's just the way it is. But I feel bad for them. I feel bad for all of them. I feel bad for the players. Nobody went into the season hoping that something like this happens. I say it all the time. I've gone to several games, even our games, and talk to fans after the game. I can't believe they missed those shots. I can't believe there's not one player, I promise you, not one player or coach that goes into a game going, hey, if I can miss 10 shots, I think I'll piss at least 3/4 of the fan base off. There's nobody going out there wanting to lose, not one player. And I just wish people would sometimes realize that, that nobody wants to miss. They want to make every shot they take. And unfortunately, I know it's probably something new for a bunch of people, but 50% of the time someone loses. My math isn't great, but isn't that actually pretty good? That's right, isn't it? Because I've never seen a basketball game, college game, end in a tie. Now, I've seen some NFL games, so that my statement there wouldn't be true. But 50% of the time, someone loses the game. Someone wins, and you're really working your tail off to try to make sure you're on that other side of it. But we're just going to keep plugging along here. We've got great support within the athletic department. I've been very impressed with Josh and Amy and everyone involved with a senior staff, and we're just going to keep moving forward. It's what we do. We're a very strong athletic department. We have great coaches. We have great student athletes. And we're just going to continue to try to make sure we do what we do here in women's basketball, and that's represent our university, our athletic department, our city in the best way that we can. Does it guarantee you we're going to win every game? No, but we're going to put up a fight to where you're going to be proud of the product that we put out there on the court.
Jeff, have you had a player here or anywhere along the way gets her shot off as quick as Kiana Smith does, and talk about her play and what she does for you?
Kiana's footwork is impeccable. She's really worked hard in the off season to be able to catch and shoot quick. She's into her shooting pocket before her feet land, so then she's able to get that thing off extremely quick. Off the pass is where she's as quick as any player that I've seen. Angel McCautry off the bounce is quick. She's the quickest that I've had. But then you've got players, Shoni Schimmel, that might not have been lightning quick, but knew how to get their shot off in traffic against bigger players, how to create space. Asia Durr could shoot off her back foot as well as any player that we've had here. So it's not necessarily the all-around. It's where players find they can get an advantage. And for Kiana, it's her footwork before she catches the ball that allows her to get that shot off so quick. And, it's been important for us because she has shot the ball well. We will continue to need her to shoot it well. And then really just pushing her and challenging her to try to get to the free throw line some. Try to embrace some contact and get some easy buckets there, but overall she's about 44% from the 3-point line. But it's not that she only relies on the three, and I think that's what makes her hard to guard. You just can't run her off the 3-point line and think that's all she's going to do.
Well, obviously she'll take it and drive it on you and create. Are you pretty happy with the way she does that, and defensively, or is she okay? Do you?
Yeah, everybody's got room for improvement, But yes, she is doing a nice job of driving the ball. She has a really nice pull up in mid-range game. Just wanting to see her try and get to the rim a little bit more and embrace that contact so she can get to the free throw line. Because I know she's only 4 of 8 on the season, but in practice she makes them. So I'm just easier shots we can get at the line, the better. It's never a good stat, which we've had this problem for the past few years where I think our opponents have made more free throws than we've made. It's just not what you would anticipate or expect from a team that's 16-2. We've got to stop fouling. We are really, really good at that. We have 284 fouls to our opponent's 259. And we're 16-2. That should not be the case. So we talk about it every single day. You got to get your hands off. You got to get your hands off. Put them up. Make them shoot over you. Don't swat down. Because we also can't afford silly fouls. Because we need people on the floor. Anybody else? Thank you, everybody.